He's represented a couple of regions over the years, competed down in Tarraman, I think, and here he is now representing Waikato Bay of Plenty. He's a solutions and development specialist with Dairy NZ. Master's degree in agribusiness. Grew up on a dairy farm. First time competing at the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. But a great competitor. Lot of experience in the competition. Where's the Kieran crew? Great work. Matching yellow hats. Quite a sensible bit of kit. There he is. Soaring through. How's this? Has he got his finger? Oh, yep, great. He's using the finger point technique. Super great. Great soaring. Next to him, Sam. I was looking for Sam. Hi, Sam. It's behind the wheelbarrow. Sam Hodsall. His name's hidden behind the wheelbarrow. Grand finalist from Otago, Southland. 50-50 share milker, member of the Thornbury Young Farmers Club, holds a bachelor degree in agri-commerce from Lincoln, spent time working in Australia before coming home. We had a great grand final. Actually, for those of you who weren't at the Young Farmers Awards last night, the Otago Southland regional final picked it up for best regional final of the year, and it was an absolute cracker. We held it down there in Invercargill under level 2, so a small crowd. But boy, oh boy, they had a great regional final. One of the best and most complicated food head-to-heads I think I've seen in the many years I've had the pleasure and privilege of hosting this competition. Had the quiz in the afternoon. Sam was named the winner. Then he popped home to feed out before he came to dinner. Super great. Calvin Ball next to him, no stranger to the competition. Was a grand finalist in 2016, representing the Northern regional sales manager for an agri-nutrient company. Well, oh, sorry, was that a round of applause for Sam? Oh, you're staging a photo. Great, you can do it again. Sam's team, let's hear from Sam's team. What are you called? Sam's Club, Sam's Clan. Oh, let's go Hodsall. That's good, the way that you incorporated his name into your slogan. Super good. Pay attention over there, you go girl. So there's Calvin Ball. As we see, strong farming background, no stranger to the competition, a very, very good competitor. And I'll tell you what, it's always interesting to watch those competitors who have been here a few times before. They picked up some of the tips and the little tricks. When it comes to events like this, you'll see them having a good look around. So picked up for another little safety violation. On the chainsaw, Dale sitting it out on the bike. So Dale just having the 30-second stand down on the bike, and then he'll be back into it. Who have we not met yet? Joseph Watts. For the second time, representing the East Coast. Technical field representative for PGG Wrightson, Joseph Watts, accomplished squash player. Super great sport champion. He brings a lot of that competitive edge and that utter determination to this. Just about took it out a couple of years ago, and here he is, back again. Second attempt to become the FMG Young Farmer of the Year. I think it was through as a finalist last year before we were called. We did manage to have a couple of regionals before the pandemic. And here we are again. Where's Joseph's team? Great, very sensible, got a lovely, comfortable bench to sit on. And the showgrounds, I'm going to call them a showgrounds, the industrial park here at Templeton, looking great today. A lot of little safety infractions being picked up by our red flag judges. Something clearly occurred over here with Jake Jarman. What did he do? A lot of laughter. Of joy and celebratory laughter at the expense of Jake Jarman. Don't know how much chainsaw working and building Jake Jarman normally does of a day. I don't know if the ANZ sends him out to work on his relationships with chainsaws. So very much a people person. Doing the measuring, leaving the chainsaw idling, very sensible. No point trying to get that started again. Thanks to Still, long-time member of our family of sponsors. Purchased some of their excellent battery-operated equipment the other day, chainsaw and little weed whacker, superb, love it. They've got a stand over there somewhere. If you want to go and have a chat to any one of our family of sponsors, please do. I don't know whether they've got any, still have got any of their battery gear over there, but I tell you what, if you haven't had a look at it, I strongly recommend that you do. It is great. So, in the corner, making an excellent Jenga stack, Sam Hodsall. Quality of work is what we're looking for here. Speed is of the essence. They've got to get it all done, but it is the quality of the work. So these produce stands need to be able to carried by the committee over to their farmlets and then mounted. Measure twice, cut once, measure again, make another cut, measure a third time, realise you can't glue it back on, improvise. We've all done it. Don't laugh. So, there's Rasheen Woods onto the drill, screwing up, screw down. Hard. Tell you what, I can barely hold a microphone. My hands are so cold, let alone tiny screws, and I haven't been working all day. So difficult. A little bit of chill in the air, the little bit of pressure of the time. You saw Calvin Ball maybe then just look up and have a look down to Joseph Watts to see what he's doing. Great structure, Joseph Watts. I don't know how, over there from the East Coast, they are pretty used to a roadside stand. I'm sure he's driven past no shortage of them. Nectarines. Love a nectarine. Quality produce from over there in the Hawke's Bay. Was over there doing the young grower competition as well. I tell you what, the horticultural sector's got some very, very good young growers there. But here at the FMG Young Farmer of the Year, we have our 7 champions. And I tell you what, there were some very, very good competitors, many of whom we've seen here before in a grand final who didn't get through this year. Lisa Kendall, James Lawn, knocked out by people that you see in this arena. Having a bit of a think. Jake Jarman. Dale McElwee now on the chainsaw. Red flag judge scrutinising that. How's Kieran McCann going? He's having a bit of a look around and a bit of a think. He's having another think. Still looking around. More thinking. What's he thinking? Don't know. Onto the drill. Sam Hodsall really making sure that all of that timber is very, very evenly cut, but he's just picked up a little red flag infringement. Judges let him know what that was. Calvin Ball really is going with, that is a Jenga style farm produce stand. I tell you what, the great thing about this competition is that someone will come up with something you never really expected. Tell you what, some of them come up with something they didn't expect either by the time they get to the end. There's a lot of improvisation going on. That's really making the cutting of plywood look really difficult. Joseph Watts, it's not easy. I'm trying to figure out how I would cut plywood standing here in a field with a saw. Probably not dissimilarly to that. All right. There is Team Rasheen going out on the socials. Welcome as well to all of the people who are listening to us on the live stream from wherever it is that you may be. You may be sitting in the office desk, sitting at home. You might be watching this in the tractor. If you are watching this in the tractor, I can only assume that you have put in the remote and you're allowing the tractor to do the driving while you safely watch this. I don't know if that's a thing. Get one of those beautiful New Hollands. They basically drive themselves. Great kit. So Dale McElwee measuring a little bit more timber. Jake Jarman's cut out his piece of plywood. Rasheen is still drilling some of her wood in. Joseph Watts is really taking shape with his. So too, Calvin Ball. Seasoned competitors. Both Joseph Watts and Calvin Ball have been here before. Joseph Watts picked up for a red flag. 30-second stand down, and I'll tell you what, some of the very, very good competitors, you'll see them just take that 30 seconds to really have a good think about what's going on. And they come back, and actually it can be quite a benefit, a little 30-second stand down. Chance just to recoup your thoughts. Think about what's coming up. Take a look around, see what other people are doing. Liberate some of their ideas if they're good ones. Another stand down for Sam Hodsall. Jake Jarman screwing the plywood in. Rasheen wrestling with timber, looking to get it screwed together. Everyone comes to this competition with a different strength. Some of them good at the practical. Some of them very good in theory. Rasheen got a PhD. 5 minutes to go. I don't know who's more surprised at that, me or the people who have just heard 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go, contestants. 5 minutes. I don't know what kind of produce some of you are thinking of putting in your produce stands, but I hope it's big. 5 minutes to go. 25 minutes goes very, very quickly. Just heard another little whistle. Calvin Ball, 30 seconds he probably doesn't need at this stage, but I'll tell you what, he'll use that 30 seconds well to have a think about what's going on. So far, let's have a look and see who's got something that looks at least like a stand. Calvin Ball has got a stand. Joseph Watts has got a stand. Rasheen is standing up timber. Jake Jarman has got a platform. Dale McElwee has got a stack of timber. He's going to want to throw some nails in it. Kieran McCann has got an assemblage of timber. Sam Hodsall has got a stand and just a massive sheet of plywood. Oh, yeah, no, God, that's definitely an infringement there, I'm afraid. Calvin Ball picked up. Little infringement, trying to just save himself a bit of time, but no tip cutting. That's the way to cut plywood. I do spend a lot of time working with plywood. I'm going to get out my little steel battery chainsaw and I'm going to cut it safely. Good idea. Clock ticking down. You can hear a few spectators, go Jake, they're saying, go Rasheen, go Joseph. Calvin Ball, it's like a flurry, a human blur. Once saw some of the RSC workers from Kiribati pruning vines. I don't think they moved as fast as Calvin Ball is currently moving, and they, boy, oh boy, they move fast. Sam Hodsall cutting the plywood. Kieran McCann, screw going in. Dale McElwee, timber falling down. Timber being laid out. It's complicated. Going to want to get some screws into that. Using the tin. Jake Jarman. It's quite, oh, I quite like, I can see what you're doing. I can see where it's going. You can see everything except what you needed, which was the saw. There you go, change saws, use the one with the motor. There's only a couple of minutes, and a motor saw is a better saw when you are under time pressure. Use it carefully, don't pick up an infringement. You don't want to lose 30 seconds so close to the end. I can see eyes on the stopwatch. I'm walking over to it to see how much time is left. How much time is left? 18 seconds? Oh, 30 all up. Not much time left. We're counting down. That's it? Is that it? Oh, sorry. That was a penalty. Oh, I was looking at the wrong clock. Relax, everyone. You've still got like at least a minute. Come on, Rasheen. Go, Rasheen. You're a champion. Joseph Watts, his has taken place. Calvin Ball is just attacking plywood like a man who just really wants to attack plywood. He's a man who goes, I don't care what a sheet of plywood costs. I'm just going to use the tiny amount I require, and the rest of it is going to be waste. Look at that. He is desperate to get a lid onto that. Go, Calvin Ball. Super great. Sam Hodsall. He's having a quick look around. He's got a base made. Kieran McCann. He's drawing on things, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to construct anything. Dale McElwee still wrestling with pieces of timber. Jake Jarman, only one who's used the tin. And I tell you what, I really do love that subtle curve in there. And I don't know what you're making. Is that like a little money holder? Oh, you're putting a little bit of effort into that. Super great on the tin snips. Careful with the tin snips. Always one of the most dangerous things, cutting tin. I'm going to look away so I don't see anyone receive an injury. Good work. I tell you what, there's a couple that have taken what I would call, oh, Rasheen, what have you done? You've made a thing all of a sudden. You took pieces of disparate timber lying on the ground and you've turned them into what appears to be quite a good structure. Is it held together? Only with love and hope. Love and hope will not hold tin in place. You go, girl. Oh, hard to get a screw through that tin. Go, Rasheen. Come on. Oh, Joseph Watts. Come on, Joseph. I tell you what. He's from Hawke's Bay. Come on. Like, if you don't know how to build a produce stand if you're from the East Coast, you're not allowed to go home. And they've got no shortage of beautiful produce to put in them. Calvin Ball. I tell you what, if Calvin doesn't want to put produce in there, that's going to make a really good kennel. Could put an unwanted dog in that. Someone would take it away. Sam Hodsall, he's gone with a slightly minimalist approach of making a small platform. It's still going to be enough because, of course, it never rains where he's from. Is that it? Is that the hooter? It's done. It's done. Round of applause for all of the competitors. I tell you what, the smile on Calvin Ball's face as he looks around and he thinks, I made a thing. It's a pretty good thing. Joseph Watts, he has got a great produce stand over there that can also do quite a nice bird bath as well if there's no produce in the off season. Rasheen has made a great little lean-to. Just don't touch it. Jake Jarman, he's gone for a lovely sort of concave. Is that a concave or convex? I don't know. I don't have a PhD. It looks good, Jake. It does look good, Jake. Great work, Jake. Dale McElwee. Pieces of timber. You could just, if you turned that up, that would make a very good slim table. Kieran McCann having a look at what he's done. He's onto the bike, and over in the corner, Sam Hodsall. So we're just going to wait, competitors, for everyone to go. They're going to head back to whatever it is they're going to do after this. I'm going to look at the schedule. They're off to their modules. 12:30 we have lunch. They're back on their farmlets at 1 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, the Agri Sports Challenge. And it promises to be an absolute doozy this year. 3 o'clock, practical day ends. They've got their speeches tonight in the FMG Young Farmer of the Year. So do pop around and have a look at the modules. Pop over and see what the Agri kids are doing and the FMG Junior Young Farmers, whose farmlets are up on the other side. What a cracker of a competition. What a beautiful day in Templeton. How's the line at the coffee cart? Oh, actually, it's not too bad. No one go to the coffee cart. Don't go. Oh, there's also a cafe, by the way. There's a cafe over in the main grounds. Coffee carts and various other things around. Let's give all of the 7. There they go. They've ridden off on those beautiful little Honda bikes. Let's give them a belated round of applause. Super great. Get amongst it. All the best.
Our girls are our livelihood, and if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to do what we love, which is farming. We also wouldn't be able to provide our kids with such an amazing upbringing. If a disease as devastating as the likes of foot and mouth were to enter New Zealand, it would not only impact our herd and New Zealand's farming industry, but our entire economy. Mycoplasma bovis has been a real wake-up call, and we cannot continue to rely solely on our borders for protection. We need to change our attitudes around biosecurity and start at the farm gate. Animal movement between farms is inevitable, so registering and complying with NATE is essential. Biosecurity ties in well with health and safety requirements, so when inducting visitors on farm, provide a foot bath and brush to disinfect their footwear on arrival and departure. We're all in this together. It takes all of us to protect what we've got.
So as far back as I can remember, we've had Hondas going on 20 plus years.
I've never tried any other brands. I've always had Hondas, so that's 40 years of straight Hondas. They just keep going.
The engineering on the Honda is really, really impressive. It's simple yet effective, and I think that's one of the major reasons why they're so rock solid reliable.
I'll definitely stay with Honda. The service is second to none that we're getting.
We've just had such a good rep with the local dealership.
We always get such great service.
They're easy to maintain and cheap to maintain, and they're just bulletproof.
Every day I jump on, crank it up and away we go, and never have any problems. It's great.
We're just helping out at the Young Farmers Agri-Kids.
Today's about doing a whole lot of fun stuff to do with farming.
Hello.
3, 2, 1.
I was really excited about it.
Lots of volunteers put in a lot of time and effort to put these sort of activities on for the kids.
Good stuff.
A day like today definitely brings together all of the farmers.
Yay!
An opportunity to get off the farm and do something else is really important, so that's great.
Sure.
They're giving us lots of clues. They're really nice and helpful.
Just the fact that everybody's here to help each other out, we're very grateful.
Who wants to be a farmer when they grow up?
Oh, me!
It just shows everything, doesn't it?
I bumped into Mike Gibson in town the other day. He was all fired up about some new well-being program for farmers. Reckons you can do yourself a world of good if you do some things differently. Like getting away from the farm whenever you can. I'd love to see a farmer around here have time for that. Sure, I'd eat more healthily if I could, but you need to eat something on the go. Getting more exercise is apparently something we should be doing too. But it's not like we're sitting behind a desk all day, is it? And sure, I'd love to get a good night's sleep. For some reason, I always wake up.
For some simple tips on how to look after yourself on the farm, check out the Farm Strong website and see how living well can help you to farm well.
Whatever comes out, we put straight back in. So do we.
At FMG, we like to give back wherever we can, which is why we're so stoked to support the FMG Young Farmer of the Year contest and get in behind all this year's deserving finalists. And all the amazing volunteers. All the best from everyone at FMG. We're here for the good of the country.
Bei jeder Ernte frage ich mich, how do I get 100% out of every last seed?
Pour nourrir la planète et cultiver de manière durable, मुझे एक साथी की जरूरत है, जो खेत में हमेशा मेरा साथ दे.
E che stia al mio fianco finché non sia piantato l'ultimo seme.
Bis die letzte Reihe geerntet ist.
So let's work as a big family.
Let's get it done.
Massey has a proud history advancing knowledge for the primary industries. We educate leaders and work with our industry partners to find innovative and sustainable solutions through research and development. Our graduates provide New Zealand and the world with the latest knowledge and expertise across the food value chain. Massey is proud to be a part of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year.
Welcome to Southfields, you're speaking with Emma.
That gets me moving.
Southfields keep dairy moving. They also keep wine moving.
They keep schools moving.
They also keep Kaimoana moving.
Southfields keeps our communities moving.
Southfields keeps New Zealand's primary
industries.
The key to good health and safety, I reckon, just keeping it simple, doesn't have to be overcomplicated, integrate it into just everyday conversations, and ultimately it's all about getting home safe.
Once that practice is embedded and people are comfortable talking about those things, then it can become a common practice on farm.
It's just about improving our physical well-being, our mental well-being, and at the end of the day, we're going to perform our jobs more safely as a result.
It's a need to be aware of your own mental fatigue and your stress and what you're working through, because the job's always going to